How do we know if we're live?
Mhm.
Are we live?
Yeah, go live.
Is it going? All right. Well,
Maddox is on there.
I'll turn this up a little bit here, guys. Or should we turn it down so we don't hear ourselves?
Say hi to Maddox.
Well, hey, Maddox. Yeah, my number one fan there. I appreciate you taking care of the homestead while we're here. I'm sure all the animals are happy that you're there still. Well, we just wanted to try out this feature on YouTube here. We've never done a live video. So here we are. And partly we're just trying to see how this works. And we're also quite bored. So we're hoping that a few of you would be on here and it could be a little entertainment for us. So we are on day 3 in the hospital.
We got here on the first.
Got here on the first. Yeah. So had surgery. That was Friday. And so we're we're on the third day, and we're I've never been to this place before. It's a small hospital. So we got 7 beds. It's for like surgery and the recovery and stuff like that. So anyway, uh, no complaints at all. This place is great, hasn't it? It's been just wonderful. Staff's wonderful, and anyway, it's been great. But we're so my hand's really orange. So it looked like Donald Trump's face with with the orange hand. Um, it's the iodine from the surgery. So, anyways, uh, my index finger's wrapped up there, and haven't seen it yet. But from what they explained is the kind of all the skin is peeled back. If we were to unwrap this, the bone and everything would be there. I guess I don't know. Pretty gross. I don't really even want to know. But it's the way it's wrapped up right now. It's kind of wicking the fluid and other possible infection out of the finger. So tomorrow afternoon, we'll go back. I will go back into surgery, and hopefully everything looks good in there, and the doctor can do one last uh, clean up and stitch it shut, and we'll be on our way. Hopefully, depending on what time it is and how I feel after surgery. Anybody with infection has to go last, the last surgery of the day. So I'll definitely be last. He said it would be in the afternoon. So depending on, depending on how I feel and how all that goes, is maybe home tomorrow evening. May end up staying a little more night, which, you know, never hurts to have the extra help, the nurse and everything. Uh, so anyway, that's kind of the status of the hand. This was all, kind of rushed. If you haven't watched the other videos, basically the index finger is amputated this knuckle, and I had actually been wanting to do that anyway because after my initial accident with the table saw and that finger was sewn on, it never really worked right, and it really just kind of got in the way, and it was more of a pain thing. And so I've been wanting to do that, and I was mentally I was good with that, my decision, but with this infection kind of reared its head. Um, it became not my choice or my under my conditions anymore. It was kind of a rush of emotions and stuff, just because, um, you know, this was quite an injury originally, and it took me a long time to get over this, and physically and mentally. And I had actually followed a. I've been following this YouTuber for uh, quite some time, several years, mainly because he grows plants. He well, it's a hobby, but he kind of ended up starting a home nursery growing plants and trees and stuff. And he's dropped down to working part time in his profession because he's been successful with growing these plants. And he had done a video on, he had an accident where he fell into some broken glass and had a really bad injury to his hand, to his fingers. And you know, he talked in the video, or he did a video about it as he was healing and kind of going through the process, and it really struck a nerve with me in a good way. That it was helpful for me to hear his story and how you know that we're not the only, I'm not the only one out here that has this, and there will be people in the future, or people as we speak, that are having injuries and that are having surgeries like this, and to hear someone else, their story, or how they dealt with it, or whatever. It's kind of helpful, um, to know you're not the only one making these decisions, and dealing with the kind of the aftermath of something like this. And I know there's people out there that are way worse than uh, my accident, or even what I'm doing now. But it all it's tough. It's tough to get over these type of things. This was a big setback for me, and then now here we are. It was actually 6 years ago on Valentine's Day that the original accident happened, and I had had a partial amputation of this same finger, just the very end of it, a couple months after the initial, the emergency surgery, the reconstruction, and uh, and then here we are for some whatever reason, um, talking with the. I'm not even sure. Like, it doesn't hurt to tell any of this, does it? Like, but so that with this type of thing, when there's an infection, the there's a doctor from the state infectious disease.
He's not from the state. He's just an infectious disease doctor.
Okay.
That's his specialty.
Okay, so there's an infectious disease doctor that we spoke with today, and we kind of went over some medical history and past stuff like that. And 2 years ago, uh, I had my gallbladder removed, and then shortly after that, I had this really bad infection in my stomach, and there's no way to know if it was from the surgery or whatever. It doesn't even really matter. Um, but um, after going over that history, this the doctor said, well, he was going to try to look at the records and see what infection that was, because it's a possibility that infection was spread through my body and got into this bad finger, which had very, very poor circulation, poor blood flow, and the infection made it into the finger, but the antibiotics and the treatments at that time, now this is 2 years ago, didn't make it. And that infection, there's a possibility that infection sat dormant in my finger until now. And it was something as simple as hitting this finger on I was actually working in my greenhouse about a month ago, and I had hit this finger, which I've done hundreds of times, and nothing ever happened, and it hurts, but nothing ever happened like this. And it just took the one time that it irritated it, and that infection decided that you know it's gonna uh, rear its head, and here
Well,
we are.
maybe. I mean, that's just
It's
a
at least
theory.
it's at least possible that that's what happened. So because I didn't cut my finger, I didn't have any um, exterior injury at all, not even a cut, no thorn. I work outside a lot, and I thought, well, man, at first I thought maybe I got a thorn or a splinter or something like that from working with wood chips or working in the garden and stuff. Because I have been doing some garden prep and working and getting the greenhouse ready and doing all that, but there was just no sign at all of any kind of irritation like that or any kind of cut or anything. So it's hard to tell. I doubt they'll ever know, but that's was certainly a possibility in his opinion. Um, so, anyways, here we are, and okay, well, this is weird. So my friends, the Fowler Family Farms, they have been doing lives, and they're the ones that kind of got me to convinced to do a YouTube channel. So hey guys, Mike and Tanya. And I was watching one of their lives the other night, and I thought, well, that'd be kind of fun. I like it. They do it together, and actually, their whole family does it together sometimes. And I said, well, we should do that. And we've not done it. We weren't familiar with how it worked on YouTube. And like I said, we're here and we're bored. And we thought, well, we're trying to learn how all this stuff works. Well, what better time to do it, right? So it didn't take much for Chief to figure it out. We tried doing it last night, but there was a message, something about we had to request permission from YouTube or something like that ahead of time, 24 hours in advance.
Well, just the first time.
So the first time you did.
Yeah, just the first
Okay.
time.
Yeah. So anyway, so just looking over here, Peggy, hi, and Maddox and Kevin. And okay, his Kevin's community group is watching. So hi everybody. They're in St. Louis and or near St. Louis. And so hi everybody. And I had to convince Chief to be in this video. She's not much for the videos, and I know that she has kind of been seen in the background or the edges of a lot of my videos, or you can hear her voice while she's filming. But so here she is, my lovely wife,
Hello.
Chief. And
I don't like it.
Yeah, she doesn't like it. Her name's Christy, actually. I call her Chief, and this is probably something I should have explained a long time ago. But she is a retired Chief Warrant Officer from the Army. So, military folks out there may be familiar with, a lot of times people with these, certain ranks or certain positions in the military, their nicknames like Chief, or I worked with a guy who was a retired colonel from the military, with National Guard colonel, and we called him Colonel. He had been retired from the National Guard for 15 years, and we still called him Colonel. And same with Doc. I even called my surgeon Doc, and I had to tell him, I hope you don't take offense to that, kind of a slang word, for doctor or whatever. But Doc is almost a term of endearment, in the military. If you're being called Doc, you may be a combat medic, you may be a doctor, you may be a nurse, you may be anything in the medical field, but it's certainly a term of endearment. So I call pretty well anybody in the medical field Doc. And so just a little explanation of why I call her Chief. And there are a lot of people that still call her Chief. She's been retired for 2 years now. So 23 3 years now.
Well, July.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So coming up on 3 years.
This time, 3 years ago, I was just starting my leave. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So she did almost 23 years it's the full time, it's AGR, Active Guard Reserve for the Oklahoma National Guard, but active duty for them. And this is kind of the easiest way to explain it. And then right away, went right into working the National Guard as a civilian still. So she's been doing that, and see how long she keeps that up. But she loves it. It's a great organization, and I was also I was on active duty Army, and then went into the Oklahoma National Guard as well. So it's the 45th Infantry is kind of the bulk of the Oklahoma National Guard is the 45th Infantry, and it's pretty near and dear to our hearts. I know for both of us anyway. But so that's the background on that. So yeah, so this is pretty neat. Our hospital room's real nice, and I'll do surgery again tomorrow. Did I already say that? Yeah. So surgery again tomorrow, where the doctor will clean it and scrape it and do what all ever else he does. And
Well, he'll sew it up. It's open now. So
right. But if it looks like that all the infection is gone and any tissue that's damaged or bone or whatever is gone and taken care of, then he'll sew it back up, and we should be.
Yeah, got a PICC line in over there.
Yeah, I had that experience last night. I just had the IV in my arm to start, but then last night had the PICC line put in, and if you're not familiar with that, it goes in here kind of on the side of your bicep, and then it feeds all the way in and goes right to your heart from how I understood it. And this is more permanent, and so they can draw blood from there, they can administer antibiotics, administer anything. And that was an interesting experience. It didn't hurt. The procedure, but it's weird. You could feel the tube going through your vein, right? The vein that comes all the way up and dumps into your heart, and I could feel it moving through and then stopping about right here. It was just the weirdest feeling. But the after, it was about 30-40 minutes afterwards, is my arm just hurt where the incision site is, or where the needle goes in. It felt like I was kicked by a horse. And it still does hurt. I just think it's kind of a the skin there is kind of sensitive. It's the part that would rub or set against your body, if your arms are down. And so maybe I'm just a softie. I don't know, but it still kind of hurts. But last night was really bad. It really hurt. But this would be way better to have this installed, and it's mainly because after I leave here, I will be on a series of very strong antibiotics just to prevent if there is further infection or whatever. Hopefully I won't have to end up, down the road back in here taking any more of my finger or, any more off. So anyways, it's been a very interesting experience, and
that'll be for like 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, the antibiotics will be up to 6 weeks. And it could be a combination of some IV antibiotics, some maybe IV antibiotics, and then switch to like a pill form. So we don't know yet.
So tomorrow morning, uh, he'll start fat, not eating or whatever, and then he'll do his surgery around noon. And he said that this surgery is going to actually take a little longer than the amputation because they clean it out, they go a little slower. So he should be done by like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And if everything goes well, he should go home tomorrow.
Yeah, he thought tomorrow night, but depending on how I felt, the option, depending on what time it is if we needed to stay another night, that it's probably an option. But we'll
But
just
we've
have to
already
see.
been here since Friday. So
Yeah,
um,
it honestly, I don't do well with just sitting around. I have anybody who has even a tiny garden knows how much work it can be anyway. And we don't have a huge place, but we've got a lot going on, and there's always projects to be done. I've got 100 different projects in my mind that I want to do eventually. Excuse me. Those will have to be put on hold. But I'd like to keep making videos. Um, Maddox, if you're still watching here, you're probably going to be the stunt man or the video double or whatever they call it in Hollywood. But I'll have him, doing the work, and I can film it, and uh, we'll just do the videos that way for a while. So anyways, well, um, yeah,
yeah,
that
we've had a lot of visitors.
yeah, we had a lot of visitors yesterday. Today it was kind of nice. We wanted to keep it a little quieter, but yesterday the day flew by. We had we had well, Maddox was here the night before, brought dinner, and was checking in on me. And then Kelsey was back from college. She she had, I'm sure she had a lot of plans, college weekend and all, up there at Oklahoma State University, but she scrapped all her plans and came home. And she was here. She was actually here before the surgery, or when I was in prep, and so that was nice to have another friendly face here and words of encouragement and stuff. But um, and then let's see, a good buddy of mine that we worked together for years, for many years, on the police department. He's been retired for a few years and has been living out in the mountains out west, and living his best life. And he was actually just a fluke deal. Ended up being in town for a few things, and so he came for a few hours, and well, it was nice to catch up. And then let's see, we had a bunch of other visitors, and so we appreciate all of you. And
Yesterday,
yesterday we did, yeah.
which was good because the day went by really fast.
They went by really fast. It was great. And so, anyways, we appreciate you guys that visited, and also appreciate everybody who's commented on my YouTube video. And um, let's see, what else were we gonna talk about? And then everybody who's called and texted, that kind of stuff. I appreciate you. Um, kind words and prayers, and means a lot to us. So, um, what else? We got, thank you,
Judy and
Judy.
Peggy.
Thanks for the prayers for tomorrow, and Peggy. We, let's see what else. Oh, we're looking forward to, hopefully it'll still work out. The March 21st and 22nd, I think, something like that, is the Okie Homestead Expo in Pryor, Oklahoma. We 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 bought tickets a month or so ago, and we've even got a campsite reserved up there at a nearby state park, and we're really hoping that still works out. I don't know why it wouldn't. I mean, as long as I keep this, my figure wrapped up, and I don't know why it wouldn't work out, but still hoping to make it to that, and hopefully see a bunch of you there. Um, I think it's the third year they've done that, and this year they've got just an awesome line of speakers and demonstrators, and so looking forward to that. Hopefully, we'll be able to go and get some video, and we'll do a video on that. And for those of you that can't make it to that, or maybe not even anywhere around Oklahoma, you can see a little of the video of all the speakers and stuff, or just kind of the setup of it. It'll be, I think it'll be really, really neat. My friend, the Fowlers, they have gone every year, I think. Mike is actually one of the MCs this year, so he'll be introducing people, and he's one of the MCs, and so that'll be fun. I was gonna volunteer and see if I could get hooked up with him where I'm, not MCing, but just assisting him carry his microphone or whatever. I don't know what I would really do, a whole lot of help to him, but I was going to do that, and I thought, well, to be a volunteer, you have to, work a half a day each day, I think is what it said. So, being the first year that we've gone, I just kind of thought we would just enjoy all of it, see all the speakers, and maybe next year we'll volunteers.
That they have space at the ranch nearby.
Oh, oh wow. Well, I'll see if we are able to maybe cancel. I don't know if we can cancel our reservations at the state park. Excuse me. There might be a we're have enough time to cancel those and get a refund. Um, I'll look into that, and I'll let you know. That'd be cool. Um, what else? What else is going on? Hopefully, you guys can hear us okay, and the lighting is okay. I guess there's really nothing else. Hopefully, this worked out, and we can do this in the future more often, and hopefully not from a hospital room, right? But maybe do live from the garden as it starts to grow and fill in this spring, and then maybe live from the orchard, and we'll see. Maybe do a live from the Okie Homestead Expo. So we'll have to see on all that, but we'll get through this surgery and get home and get all that figured out. So, but anyway, well, if no other questions, it's the first time doing this, and we don't have a whole lot of followers or subscribers or whatever. So for those of you that are on here, I appreciate it, and we'll keep you updated on the surgery, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you being here.